Hey, welcome, Arciom.
Hello. Sorry, I was a bit confused how to join my own meeting. So can I share a screen?
Yeah, and take a deep breath. We have all time in the world. No reason to stress.
Okay, great. Just a second. Can you see the slides? Yeah, okay, great. So my presentation will be quite minimalistic. So I will concentrate on projects and stakeholders, which are concentrated only in Munich. I think maybe you are a bit overwhelmed for now with some global players operating everywhere. So I will just concentrate on what is happening in Munich, what are key players, and how is it connected to the whole German startup and crypto ecosystem. So a couple of facts about Munich in terms of innovations, startups, what is happening. So at first, it is ranked 4th place in global city and future ranking in a category of large cities. It is one of 5 hotspots for the startups in Germany, and it is actually increasing its value, its share of all startup cities in Germany. If we will compare to the previous years. So, and the most important that startups themselves describe their location in Munich as excellent or good. So they're pretty satisfied with their location. Maybe after Berlin, but as we will see in the future, there are some specializations for startups, and we will see which startups choose Munich as their base place. Yeah, and I didn't mention, but startups value so much and see that proximities to universities in Munich and good connections to them, a good student base, because a student base consists of students from such powerful universities as Technical University of Munich, for instance, and overall number of students is quite huge. If I'm not mistaken, it is more than 1,100. So yeah, let's go next. Yeah, as I've already mentioned, startups are really optimistic with their place to operate compared, for instance, to their German neighbors. They're planning to increase. They're planning to hire more employees next year. Knowledge transfer, as I mentioned. So there are some specific institutes. There are startups, incubators, tech hubs. I will tell about them in the future. And very interesting trend is that there is a big activity in fields of social entrepreneurship, green startups, green economy as a whole. So as you can see, 1/5 of all startups are related somehow to a green sector in Munich. Let's talk a bit about the German blockchain ecosystem at all. It is a graph representing that it is actually quite vibrant, but of course we can't say that it is huge. So as we can see, it is decreasing, but compared to companies operating in other fields, in traditional sector of economy, the number of companies is really small, but we can see that vibrant tendency. And maybe two problems with which startups are stumbled are the access to finance at first, and that number of blockchain companies is not constant. So some companies are closing constantly. Some companies are failing to get an access to funds, to finance opportunities. So that's why it's extremely important to, even for such a vibrant place as Munich, to increase that social connections factors, numbers of hubs, numbers of opportunities to potential startups, to startups on early stages, and so on. Let's go next. It's the whole map of German blockchain ecosystem. As you can see here, in the field of insurance, there is a quite well known in the field startup called Etherisk. We will talk about that in details soon. In terms of research, there is a TUM, so Technical University of Munich. Overall, I inserted that map to understand that, of course, Munich is not separated from the whole ecosystem in Germany, in European Union, and overall. And there are players. So there are lots of players in the field, and maybe it's one of the most vibrant markets in the world, if we will talk about Germany. But next, in next slides, I will talk on what is actually happening in Munich. Maybe in case you are planning to move, you are planning to open a company here, you are planning to be connected somehow with Munich as a city and with opportunities that city provides. So I talked about specialization of startups. I think it is important to think about it. So according lots of researches and different views on the market, Berlin sets that first place in terms of blockchain startups, making itself the equivalent of Silicon Valley in Europe. Munich is following. So Berlin is focusing on underlying infrastructure of startups. Munich focuses on industry-related blockchain, as I mentioned, about green energy, climate change. I will show one startup in that field. And Frankfurt consists of mostly blockchain service providers. So what are interesting startups to follow in Munich? Yeah, I will be quite minimalistic here, because I didn't insert some general ideas for startups in crypto ecosystems, such as exchange services or portfolio manager tools or wallets. I tried to go and search for projects with some interesting idea. And the first one I already mentioned is Etherisk. We can even call it as a protocol. So it is a decentralized insurance application for insurers. So it provides an opportunity to automate some manual processes, claim handling, insurance of application via smart contracts. So there is a huge success they had in December 2016. So they developed the app which processes insurance applications for flight delay. The second project I liked is a Cometum. They provide banking solutions for cryptocurrency. So they make possible tokenization for crypto transactions, savings account, trading, brokerage. And also one more interesting feature, it enables users to invest in assets such as cars, art, real estate, blockchain assets in general, and more. Let's go next. The third project I found to be interesting, it is Case Group. So it's basically a procurement marketplace based on blockchain technology. So it provides an online platform and business exchange to bid and procure projects. So it uses a deep machine learning, Internet of Things algorithms to identify, analyze, conjure some components and parts for each project. So yeah, it is actually a project in a climate change field to follow. And the fourth is the Money Turtle project. It is asset tokenization platform. So it uses smart contract technology to assist users in raising funds even from friends and family. And also it allows businesses to automate the fundraising process, which I mentioned is from my perspective is quite painful questions all startups need to answer. And also it features risk assessment, custodian solutions for users. So I think it is worth following. Let's talk about investors or venture capitalists. So the list is not so broad, but all these mentioned companies are really operating in that field. For instance, the first Signature Ventures, they are fully, if I'm not mistaken, they're fully in crypto, fully in decentralized world. InsurTech Hub Munich, it is not a VC in a general understanding. It is more like a community to connect with venture capitalists. But as far as I understood, they're actually starting to make their own investor journey. So it is the main startup hub which invest in projects and help to invest in projects. For instance, if we will return to Aetherisk, they were one of the early stages investors and helpers to find investors for Aetherisk. So if you are planning to operate in Munich, it's definitely worth following them, joining their meetups, and so on. Speed Invest, they are not that full in crypto and blockchain as Signature Ventures, but they have some interest in fintech. So it's also worth following them. The fourth one is Business Angels Network, or BAND in Germany. It is actually a project and community to make investitions more transparent, more simple, more human based, we can say so. So yeah, it's definitely worth to follow them again. Research clusters, I already mentioned Technical University of Munich. They have a blockchain research cluster. So it provides numerous faculty chairs to be involved in blockchain research. And yeah, their spheres of interests are really broad, starting from technological to economic, legal, social issues, because it is one of these fundamental universities in Germany. So it's exactly their need to combine all aspects of blockchain development, because it's not simply technical startups, and ideally social and legal aspects are also should be followed. The next one, it is something between private company and research institution. It's called Blockchain Insurance Industry Initiative, or B3I. So they focus on the development of blockchain applications. They have a base in Munich, and they also operate in blockchain, operating in insurance industry. So the main focus of them is researching how to develop blockchain prototypes in reinsurance agreements. So as you can see, insurance and reinsurance are very common field to research in Munich. What about meetups, community? How to not get bored if you are coming to a Munich, or if you are in need to expand your network or ideas list. Again, as I mentioned, InsurTech Hub Munich. So yeah, it is more than just a venture capitalist, and it is more than community itself. So it is a great hub to get help on questions related with community at all, some information sharing, as well as practical things of how to grow your startup, how to get finance, how to get an access to finance, and opportunities related to that. Blockchain Stampede in Munich. So it's simply a part of a great worldwide network of communities. They recently created their Munich base. Cardano Munich Meetup. So they actually, if I'm not mistaken, they had Cardano Summit recently. So yeah, it's a bit late to join their big event, but I think it should be some activity in the future as well. And Munich Blockchain, it is simply a meetup.com community, but yeah, it seems to be quite active. So yeah, it's actually worth following them, and maybe to apply as a speaker as well. So as a conclusion, I'd like to say that it is quite a vibrant place to create the token. So as you can see, there is some community activity. There are lots of players supporting local startups. But if we will compare, unfortunately, I don't have a graph how to compare the number of blockchain companies compared to traditional more traditional startups or traditional finance, for instance, brokers. The number is still quite small, and I think it depends on activity on every Munich resident, on every person who is interested in startups, in startups ecosystem, in blockchain ecosystem at all. So if you will simply start from joining meetups as a listener, you will start your journey in that field, and you will not only develop yourself as a potential entrepreneur in that field, but I think you will we will also support that ecosystem by involving. So I think it's quite important to follow. And at the end of my slides, I added lots of links. I think there are 15. So I'm sure they will be very useful to people who are following that ecosystem, because what I presented now is just a slice of an ecosystem on the 5th of October 2021. And if you want to be up to date, if you want to follow all updates, I think you should be like in that field, join meetups, looking for some new projects appear, new community activities, and so on. So thank you for your attention. You can pin me in Telegram in case you have some questions, maybe some links or some clarification from the slides. So yeah, you can pin me in Telegram, and yeah, here's the list of links. So overall amount of information is much bigger than I presented now. So yeah, to follow the development of ecosystem process, you should definitely check some of them. Thank you. Maybe there are some questions from the audience. Maybe you are already in Munich, or you are already involved in its ecosystem. Okay, I think Yip raised hand. Maybe she has something to add. Okay, so yeah, simply if you have any questions, ping me, and I think I will share some more content I used to prepare. Yeah, thank you for your attention again. Looking forward.